Welcome back to the Hocicona Hour podcast. I am your host, Alejandra Fajardo, and I am so excited to be here. I know it's been like 3, maybe 2.5 weeks, maybe. I feel so bad because I told myself, and I said on camera too, that I was never going to let this happen again. And then I did, and it was so much worse. Last time it was just a week. This time it was 3. So I'm not going to say anything this time. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen again because I don't know. But I have so much news as to why there has been such a gap, which, I mean, I was going to save it for the end, but I'm so excited to talk about it. So, like, fuck it. We'll just do it now. And then we'll get it. And then I can get into the pop culture aspect of this podcast, which it has kind of turned into like a pop culture recap, I guess. I've never considered myself much of a pop culturist. Anyways, okay, so as you know, I am a bartender now, as well as and still a teacher at the same time. But as of late, I've been so blessed to be able to host an event. I'm hesitant to say events because this is my first event hosting there. Not my first event, not my first show at the rodeo though. Not my first show at the rodeo. I have a resume detailed of all my event hosting capabilities, and it's quite not impressive. It's maybe slightly to those that have not hosted events, but whatever. Just for school and stuff. But yeah, I'm hosting none other. Let me give you. Oh, I don't have any fucking props. Whatever. It's bingo night. Bingo night. Wait. Okay, cool. I hope that is picked up. But yeah, bingo at, oh crap, I can't even say it because like I don't want to get doxxed or anything or the fucking whatever. At my job, whatever, I'm hosting bingo. I'm hosting bingo. And I'm like doing a dress rehearsal type shit, or run through soon. I'm super excited. I got all the supplies off of like the bingosupply.com. I'm gonna call the bingo numbers, and I'm hoping everybody realizes like this isn't like your bingo hall, because I've been to a bingo hall before, and I don't know if people my age go to bingo halls. I think I've seen a couple TikToks where people my age go to bingo halls. I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But I went to one for one night, and I got there at like 7 p.m. I didn't get home until like 10 p.m., which was crazy, which was insane. I didn't come, like people come with like dinner and stuff and like get like damn near catering from wherever. But yeah, I was like so not prepared. I walked in thinking, oh, I was like, of course I'm going to win shit, especially if I'm going to bingo. Like everybody win. I don't know why I thought that. Whatever. We didn't win shit. So that sucked. And so it's not that sort of bingo where people get like, we got like the basic package where you just get one card of each game. And like if you've never played bingo, they have different games where there's different rules. It's not just always blackout where you have to get every single number in the card. Sometimes you have to do perimeter, the outline. Sometimes it's just one line. Sometimes it's prison bars where it's one line gap. Some I've never even heard of. And then there was one where they'll call a number like 26, and either you can stamp 26 or you can stamp the reverse of it, which is 62. And so you have to like do that mental math. And like I've never really been like, I don't know what that sort of not spatial. What the fuck is it? Where you can move shapes in your mind or rotate things, whatever. Maybe that, yeah, I've never been good at that, so it was like hard for me. Also, it's going fucking fast as shit. So, yeah. That's all to say that that's not that sort of bingo. My sort of bingo is very friendly to first-timers and to the anxious and to those just looking for a good time, just looking for a chill bingo. Like, you don't have to, like, the numbers are going to be up on the screen, too, so if you don't hear the first one, it's going to be up there. Yeah, it's going to be like a chill, cool bingo. And there's going to be chill, cool prizes too. Some of them being like gift cards. some of them being to the brewery, some of them being sponsored gifts from yours truly from Pico Pixie Mail Club. If you want to look at some of the gifts, it's ko-fi.com/Pico Pixie Mail Club to see the storefront. But yeah, so things from there. So I'm making a little gift packages, I guess. So that's gonna be fun. Good promo, I think. Yeah, that's all I get to say about bingo. I'm like talking and thinking about it more is getting me nervous, so I'm gonna move on. But yeah, I'm so proud of like how it's come out. I'm really excited, and some of my coworkers are going too. So I'm like, I'm like, at least somebody's gonna be there, and I think my parents might go. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, okay. So cross out bingo. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, I guess now we can go into the pop culture of it, and then we'll go into like the bitchin' section. The bitchin' session. Yeah, where I complain about stuff. Okay. And then end with the story time. Okay. So on the last episode of the Hocicona Hour, we talked a lot about, and by we I mean me, talked a lot about like Night of Seven Kingdoms and how I just wasn't really fucking with it. Like episode 2 was just kind of like obviously now it's over, so like I've seen every episode now, and I have very different opinions of what I thought about. I have very different opinions about what I thought about since the second episode. Like a lot of people really liked first and second episode because it was so like frolicking in the meadow, braiding each other's hair type shit, like grabbing lunch, like that sort of vibe. And I didn't like, that's not how I see Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is very gritty and violent, and that's what I expected. And so I was like, guys, this is like, I don't know. Like I was like, guys, you made a horrible mistake. Like I don't know how you're ever gonna pick this up. But then episode 3 came out. And episode 3, if I remember correctly, episode 3, and there's only six episodes. But so episode 3, let me recap what the fuck actually happened. Damn, I hella should have what's it called? Like prepared this a little bit more, but whatever. Is that when like he comes in like full white knight? Or is that episode 4? Bro. Which one is episode 3? It's actually pissing me off how fucking hard it is to find like a little snippet. Whatever. I don't care. Episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, episode 6 has completely put Night of the Seven Kingdoms on a pedestal that, frankly, House of the Dragon had a really hard time reaching. Especially in the second season when it was just like, it was like too muchy. Like it was taking itself a little too serious versus like Night of Seven Kingdoms. Like it was like very funny in the first 2 episodes. And now what we're seeing is that it's really getting like, I don't know. I wish I would have talked about this sooner because I had much more specific feelings about it, I guess. But I mean, all is to say of what I left with it, I'm like, oh my God, I need to see this fucking show. And I think they're like, I think it's good for next year. No, like they've been filming and then it's good for next year. I think that's what I saw. Whatever. It made me feel, obviously not the same, completely 2 different shows. One is like medieval, the other one is science fiction, but it made me feel the way Severance season 1 felt, where it was like, ugh, like I'm someone who's like a very sensitive person. I just feel things in my body, and I felt that in my chest. I was like, oh my God, I need more. And so love Nine and Seven Kingdoms. And he's like I think it's bringing back chivalry. I think it might change the culture a little bit, at least in terms of what young women in the dating pool look for. Because like, that's crazy. Like he literally, put it into like modern times. Sir Duncan the Tall is like a boy from like a guy from like Kansas or some shit, like Flea Bottom. I don't know. I mean, no disrespect when Kansas. Whatever. No one's gonna fucking see this shit. Like I don't know, like middle America type shit, where like people always say like, oh, those places don't exist. You know, obviously places exist, but point is, I feel like Sir Duncan the Tall was like from middle America, and imagine he just like who would be Sir, or Aryan Targaryen. Who would be Sir or Aryan Targaryen? I don't know. I don't even know. Like the son of some royal, because he's not the heir of any Aryan Targaryen. No, it was his cousin that was the heir. Like imagine like corn-fed young man from middle America or the South running up on like not the heir, but like the son of like, I don't know, a fucking billionaire or some shit. I don't know, like, or like, no, not even, because like being, oh my God, I'm trying to make this metaphor, but it's not like coming through. But I think you understand what I'm trying to say, where it's like having everything to lose. And people don't execute people anymore. So there is no, I mean, to be fair, now that I think about it, there is no comparison. There is no comparison with the type of man Sir Duncan the Tall is and what you get in how you can't compare it to modern day, because the stakes are never that the stakes aren't that high. He was risking his whole life essentially. Well, his arm and a leg, so they said. But oh my God. And to defend this young puppeteer that he's grown fond of. But frankly, I think he would have done it for like it doesn't seem like Sir Duncan Toll is like so about his values. And I was talking about this with a girlfriend, like where chivalry is something that is crafted, that is taken very seriously in some cultures. And I think, and for a long time, I'm going to sneeze. Oh wait, no, I'm not. Okay, I'm good. Where it's taken very seriously, and that's just not the case in the United States. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think it is. Maybe you've had a different experience, but I mean, tell that to any 20-something-year-old, you won't find that sort of chivalry around here, fortunately. But yeah, that was just so like, as much as like it is a very gritty, like the pendulum swings to a very violent and like gritty show, it also swings the other side to a very like kind of loving show. I don't know. I just thought it was something. And they don't really do that, do they? Oh, I guess they kind of do it in Game of Thrones. Whatever. I've like, that scene stuck with me so much, where nobody else like was willing to stand up to the fucking Kingsguard, which fuck them, because oh my God, it reminded me of that fucking asshole from House of the Dragon. Oh, what is it called? What is he called? Sir Christian Cole? Fucking assholes. Literally fucking assholes. Like puppets. Just letting everybody just, oh my God. I hate the Kingsguard so much. Wait, but doesn't I haven't read so I started reading the novella, but I haven't like read past what is the show right now. But I think Sir Duncan the Tall does become a fucking Kingsguard, which just kind of sucks, because they're like the cops, right? Or like the private cop, the private police. I don't know. And then doesn't he fight? I don't know. I've like tried to like not get anything spoiled myself for anything, because I really like the show and I want to see what the people do, and I don't want any hints, and I don't want like, oh, they did this differently in the book, whatever. Like I don't give a fuck. So I don't want to like know anything. I want it to all be a surprise, or like as it comes or whatever. But yeah. I still hate Christian Cole. He's such a good actor, because he was also a slimy little fuck in that other show, Task, that was on HBO, I think, which love Task. I love that show too. It was like, it reminded me of like those little, like, I feel like those shows are like catered more to men, like Task, True Detective. I mean, those are the only like male-centered shows I think I've seen. I wouldn't say Night of the Seven Kings is a super male-centered. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe everything is. Whatever. Okay, love that show. I'm looking forward to it. And like him and the actor and the little boy have such a sweet little relationship. So sweet, so cute. I'm so looking forward to the next season. And I'm honestly, I could give a fuck about House of the Dragon anymore. Like, it's been hella fucking long. I don't really... And I think it's coming up too, no? I don't care. Maybe I do, maybe... I don't know, like, the thing is, like, you already know, I'm spending too much time on this topic, but the thing is, like, they kind of fucked up, because in Game of Thrones, when Joffrey's like, oh, her remains, her her or what was her brother's dragon ate her. And that was just completely spoiled. And now it's like, okay, now we're just watching a very painful. We're getting super attached to Rhaenyra Targaryen, and all to the culmination of her being eaten by fucking who's ever dragon by I forgot whose it is. But obviously, it's gonna be an intense story, and I've seen the the trailer for season 3, and that's good and dandy. But I'm like, fuck, bro. I mean, they're not gonna change it. She's still gonna get eaten. Sucks, but whatever. Okay. Oh my god, these I don't know if I really want to talk about these, but I have to. Well, this next one I don't really have to, but I don't know. Like, I don't feel like this is really this is really a pop culture podcast, but like it kind of is now. Okay, so the thing came out. So I'm gonna date this video, so it means I can fucking churn it out. So this Sunday, March 22, apparently like yesterday or a couple days ago, Chaperone had this encounter, and she's known to have like set boundaries with fans, whatever. I don't really give a fuck. Like, and then she had this encounter with a child, or allegedly, and the child her security made the child cry, but this child was like an extra special child, and has very powerful parents, which I'm like, and now she's like doing apologies on Instagram, and I'm like, bro, I was like, how many other children has this happened to though? And they're like, their parents like work out wherever, and they're like, that sucks. Versus this kid's parents are like, you're fucking banned. You're never fucking playing in this fucking music festival fucking ever. But yeah, anyways, she's like, it's so like, I saw a video of like the apology or whatever, and it's so like cash, like she's like laid up in bed. And I'm like, wait, I've seen her apologize for other shit or like do a little explanation for other shit before, and I'm like, all her videos are kind of like super cash and whatever, which I think is like her, like it's to be like, hey, this is not that serious. Because I feel like if she were to like kind of sit herself in front of the camera like how I am doing now, like then it would be like, I think they would tear her to shreds. Versus like this, it's like, it's insinuating, or it's like, it's already putting the impression that she doesn't give a fuck because she's laid up on the bed. So anything you would do would not make her give a fuck anymore. I hope that makes sense, but whatever. I have no qualms. I just wanted to talk about it because I thought that was interesting. Because I'm like, bro, it's like fucking like that little kid's fucking Joffrey dead ass. Fucking Joffrey came up to Chapel Rock. Oh my god. No, because like, I think, and that like when you think of powerful children, whenever I think of like Joffrey, I think of like Twilight, that whole like Twilight series, and how like you can't make vampire children. They're too powerful. I feel like that vampire children and Joffrey are like the same thing. No, like where kids are like too powerful, where they have too much, where their words and their actions and who they complain to, what was that? Means something. But that's hilarious. Yeah. How powerful children need to be studied. Anyways, yeah. I'm not much of a festival person anyways. I don't really go to festivals, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so Knights of the Kingdoms, Chaperone, good luck to that girl. Oh my god. As some of you may know, before I had the Hocicona Hour, I had a podcast that I did in school for an independent studies project called the Hocicona Chicana. And in the Hocicona Chicana, and this is getting to somewhere, just stay put, that's getting somewhere. Anyways, so Hocicona Chicana was a podcast where I talked to, what the fuck was my little tagline, or what the fuck? What the fuck was it, dude? This was years ago. This was like when I was in community college, and I've graduated. I'm now a teacher, so it's like, the intersectionality issues, essentially, whatever. It's essentially, I spoke a lot about the issues impacting Chicano Mexican communities, But yeah, so I spoke a lot about the Chicano movement at the time because I was taking a Chicano studies class, and that's what the independent studies class was for, and I was pursuing a certain program. Whatever, I ended up not completing that program, but I studied a lot of the Chicano studies movement and the movement, and also the Chicano studies as a whole, in terms of like from the beginning of the Mexica people and Tenochtitlan to obviously more present Chicano movement, and then what came after. And so it was very troubling to hear. It was more than troubling. It was horrifying to hear of just everything that came out revolving Cesar Chavez. And I mean, frankly, it wasn't that surprising, honestly. Because when you study like the Chicano movement, you learn a lot about these men who were, the head, or like, no, I wouldn't really say the head, but like the faces of the Chicano movement, like some of them being Cesar Chavez, Corky Gonzalez, Larry Itliong, Corky was, there was another one, because Corky was Colorado. There was another one, I forget. Should have looked at my notes, whatever. But yeah, and you hear about Cesar Chavez and Corky Gonzalez and how they weren't really good men. They were really, really mean. And I never would have thought that this like machismo that they had inside them would translate to, oh my God, it's horrible, would translate to something, or would like transform really to something as like horrific as molestation, sexual assault. And it was horrible. It was horrible to hear about it. I read Dolores Huerta letter that she wrote, or her statement. I read a few of the letters of the victims that they wrote when they were children, of when these events were happening to them. It's just horrible when you read all these, and it's disgusting. And yeah, it's horrible having to for all the survivors to having to navigate that now. But yeah, if you're curious, I'll leave a link to Dolores' statement down below. It details just like how much that really, it impacted like her entire family, really. And it was horrible. But yeah, I mean, I what I really like is that people have been moving really fast in terms of like the California government is moving to change Cesar Chavez Day, which is I think the 30 or 31st of this month, moving it to Farm Workers Day, which I think that should have been, I mean, it should never have been Cesar Chavez Day in the beginning, because it was never about Cesar Chavez. It was about the farm workers movement, because one man did not do all these things. And I think us as society has learned that movements aren't a single face. And when they are, they make them that more vulnerable. And it gives one person way too much power. And as you can see, like what power has done to these men, and it's made them complete monsters. Disgusting. But yeah, horrible things. But anyways, yeah, so it's going to be changed to Farm Workers Movement, or the Farm Workers Day. A lot of streets named after Cesar Chavez are being taken down. Monuments are being taken down. I would like to make a little bit of a speculation, or I don't know if that's the right word, but maybe a theory. Because the thing is, like, when you read these stories, or when you've studied Chicano movement, you realize that people, like, he's never been a good guy. Like, he's never been like the best face, right? It's just that as a society we view any harm towards women as excusable. And so that's always been put to the side. But he was never fucking a good, like, if he was like doing horrible things to like someone that society deems has more power, then he wouldn't have been the face of it. But whatever. But because most of this harm was targeted, or a lot of this harm was targeted towards women, it was excused, especially during that time. I mean, it was still excused to this day. Like, people have been coming, and what I've been like seeing is that people have been saying this for a long time. It's just that recently, what was it? Who was it? The New York Times put out a story detailing these allegations. Which I don't. What's the opposite of these truths? I don't know. But I mean, I don't really think they're fucking allegations. It kind of seems like they're not true. Whatever. But like these claims, whatever. That's the same thing. Anyways, putting out this information about him, and it's like when you dug a little deeper, it's like people have been doing this for a long time, a really long time. Because and people, and the thing is, like, these girls, these young, like 10, 12-year-old girls were telling adults that this was happening. And those same adults, largely a lot of those adults that they came to were older women in their lives, told them, I don't believe you, or don't repeat this to anyone. And it's just so horrible because it makes you think, like, why are you telling a kid that? Like, what happened in your life to make you think that's okay? And I don't know. I mean, I don't study psychology or like generational trauma, but like it really looks like that. It really does look like that. But yeah, it's horrible. And there's fucking losers right now still saying that they don't believe. I'm like, okay, whatever. You're delusional. You need to go therapy. But yeah, no, fucking horrible. And I don't know. Like, who was it? Was it the UFW that was like put something that was like, yeah, these allegations are really serious. We don't know how true they are or some shit. But, or like, maybe it was, I don't know, some organization that stands for Farm Workers Movement said something along the lines of, we're not sure how true these they started softer than this, probably. We don't know how true these allegations are. However, because of the nature of these allegations, we are being proactive and taking steps to blah, 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 or to like mitigate the situation, I guess. And I'm like, if those young girls were telling adults then, people in this gap between since it happened and now have been telling y'all, then I think y'all probably knew. I feel like a lot more people knew than not, especially the ones that were most closest to Cesar Chavez. Like, I feel like they knew. And they weren't like, and right now they're just being like, oh, we, like, these allegations are just coming out. These are so shocking to us, blah, 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 blah. And we're going to take the step, even though they haven't been proven, we're just going to go ahead and be like, goodbye and clear this all up. And I'm like, guys, you been new, and you been had people like come up to you. I feel it in my bones. I feel like, because like, why wouldn't people? Like, I've seen, like, people have said, like, yes, I've come up to people before, or like, I've studied this, and people know that this information, that this event has happened, and yet nothing has happened until now. So I'm like, whatever. But obviously, like, there's not much we can do about it now. This is now being, obviously, right now it's being taken seriously, so that's what's important, but still, I don't really trust these organizations. On later news, his family came out and were like, they did a statement as well and supporting of the survivors. But yeah, I mean, this is all just very fishy to me. Just seems very, very fishy. And like, in light of like everything that's come out from the Epstein files, like, how is this all coming out now? Like, it just seems, I don't know. I'm not going to get conspiracy on the pot. Conspiratic, whatever. But it's horrifying, and my heart goes out to all the survivors, and I hope they can find peace in this life. That's all. I think that's all anyone can hope. But I'm glad things are being taken seriously. But yeah. That's that. Like I said, I'll plug in Dolores Huerta letter. I think everybody should read it. But yeah, 'cause she was silent for so long. She was not silent. She was silenced. That's the word. And yeah, no, she was silenced for so long, and now she isn't. So thank God. But yeah. Okay. So yeah, that need will never be spoken in the household. It was just for this, for this segment. But yeah, I'm never gonna utter that motherfucker's name. And honestly, I don't really trust any of the other big heads of the Chicano movement either. I never really liked them, and I never will, because, and I'll say this, in my first podcast, the Hocicona Chicana, I also didn't fucking like them then either. And y'all can look at those episodes if they still exist. I don't think they do, but in case they do, I didn't fucking like them either. And the receipts are in the episodes. Okay. Sweet. Moving on. I don't know necessarily how to transition out of that. Whatever. Okay, so to go into a lighter topic, we're at 33 minutes, yeah. To go into a lighter-ish topic, that was horrible. I don't want to talk about that again. Fuck that guy. Anyways, okay. And we're back. Alrighty, so, yeah. So we've now went over Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Chaperone, and the allegations surrounding a figure from the farm workers movement. Let's go in, and bingo as well. So that was really cool. And then another thing why there has been such a gap between this episode and the last, just because I've been working on a lot of new projects, like bingo. I also have a newsletter that I'm sending out every month, on top of all the other shit that I do with the the Pico Pixie Mail Club. You're gonna want to see that. Oh my God, I love Creepcast so much. So stupid. Oh my God. Anyways, yeah, the newsletter and then other stuff. But yeah, that'll go into maybe on a later episode. But yeah, the newsletter is really sick. I do it. So if you want to sign up for it, I think I'll put like a Google form in the description down below. And yeah. And you guys can sign up for the newsletter. I'm just going to hold space for Creepcast real quick, because I have not stopped thinking about them. Like, since I just started their latest episode today. And I feel like I talk a little bit about them every episode. But what's their latest one? Oh, about the Japanese Creepcast. But yeah. Oh my God. I feel like they're just, I could put them on whenever. I just have such an admiration for them. Anyways, but yeah, and then one of them is dead. Oh, so sweet. One of them is a dad now. But okay, whatever. I feel like that's like such a like random segue, but let's keep it going. So, newsletter, I'll put a form down below if you want to sign up for it. Fucking venting session, or not really venting session. I don't know, critical thinking, thought session, I guess. Yeah, thought session, spelled OUGHT. Yeah. Okay. One thing that been thinking about a lot lately is fucking beauty regimens. I almost said regime, like a fucking like era of like like rule. No, but regiments, beauty regimens, where it's like we look like as a society, we always look at like, oh my God, they used to fucking like put corsets on women until they couldn't breathe, or they used to like put leeches on their body for this and that, or they used to swallow a fucking parasite to make themselves skinny. And it's like, what women are pressured to do now or feel inclined to do or like motivated to do now to their bodies are like so much worse than any fucking parasite or leech or corset from that time ago. Like I feel like now like every single part of the female body is being tweaked in some way. Like when it comes down to your fucking eyelashes. Like I don't like they had falsies, right? But like nobody was fucking putting in little eyelashes that make your eyes burn if you go to the wrong nail tech or go to the wrong lash lady. But like every single thing. And this is even more. This is a good segue to my fucking. I went to the dermatologist recently for my rosacea, if you can tell. But yeah, because I was like because I got into like the skincare, whatever. I know everybody's fucking been on the skincare train and already hopped off. Well, I just hopped on. The train just came by my house, and this is my first time hopping onto the skincare train. So I was like trying a bunch of shit, whatever. But I was like kind of like I have no idea what the fuck is supposed to work or what isn't. And so I get a dermatologist appointment and paying out of pocket, obviously. But and I take all my shit. I take my bag full of like skincare and like, oh my God, that was such a fucking, I feel like such a clown. Whatever. He's like, oh, what's all this? And mind you, it's all like Japanese or Korean, so none of the ingredients are like, it's like a white guy dermatologist. And I'm like, he can't read any of them. I'm like, bro, why the fuck did I bring him? And he's like, you don't need, and I was like, can you tell me like if am I doing it right or if I need anything? He's like, you don't need, I can tell you right now. Before he even looked at my bag, he was like, you don't need any of that shit. He was like, what you need is like azelaic acid and anything. I mean, for your rosacea, that's pretty much it. And I was like, okay. And then maybe antibiotics. And I was like, okay. So like, I don't know, like grown women ass fucking skincare, I fear. So yeah, so he put me onto that, and then he was like, is there anything else? And this is where the fucking kicker is. And he was like, is there anything else that you're like, you want to like work on? And I'm like, thinking to myself, I'm like, well, I paid like $200, however many dollars to like speak to this man for like 15 minutes and like get some medications. Like I should ask at least another question to get my money's worth. And I'm like, oh, well, like I have like my under eyes. Like he's like, what don't you like about it? It's like, oh, I like the color. And he was like, and he looks at my under eyes and he comes up real close and he's like, you probably don't like that waterline that kind of like goes down into your cheek. And I didn't say anything. And I was like, he's like, yeah, like the only really thing to fix that would be filler or some other shit. I forgot what. And I was just like he was looking at me and I was looking at him and I was like, I didn't say anything. So I was like, but you kind of see it on my face. I was like, filler? I'm like 26. Why would I need filler? And also, I didn't even give a fuck about that line that goes to my cheek. But now I kind of do. Now that you just pointed it out, I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, I thought this was a dermatologist. I was like, I thought it was like all like skin stuff. Like, I didn't think you fucking did plastic surgery too. But yeah, and I was like, oh my God. I was like so gagged looking. I was like, what? I was like the line? What fucking line? But yeah, so yeah. So I paid like $200 to be gooped and gagged, I guess. But yeah, they gave me some antibiotics, which I don't know if they fucking worked. I'll tell you what they did do, and this goes into my next story time. Should we go into the, yeah, fuck it. Okay, this can wrap up the video. This can wrap up the video because I don't really give a fuck about going to the last, yeah, whatever. So I was on these antibiotics, right? And you're supposed to take them in the morning because they make they're for your rosacea and for my rosacea, and they make you have to take them in the morning because you can't take them at night because if you lay down and you take them, you're going to get like really nauseous. And I was like, I fucking hate that shit. So I was like, obviously like take it in the morning. And then they told me with food or with no food. And then the bottle told me with food. And so I was like, I don't fucking know. I don't eat breakfast in the morning anyways because I wake up hella fucking late. And so I was like, so I just took it. Whatever. What you don't know is that, what you don't know is that Mondays I work a double, technically. I teach that excuse me, I teach, and then I go to my second job as a bartender, and I have like an hour and some change in between to like get ready and stuff. But yeah, so I was working a double Monday. I had eaten my lunch. I was fine. Oh my fucking God, was I wrong? It was totally not fine. I'm at my job. It's a fucking busy ass Monday for some reason because the sun is out and everybody's like, let's go get drinks at the fucking brewery or whatever. It's fucking nice out. And it is, but it was so busy, and I hadn't like had a busy Monday in a while and had only eaten lunch. I don't even think I fucking ate there either. So all I had in my tummy was the antibiotic, my lunch, my jambalaya, I think, and then like a couple glass and then some water. And that was all that was in my system. And then I think a couple fries. I think I snagged a couple fries from somewhere. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Point is, when it comes to closing, I'm like the last person to close. My coworker leaves, and no joke, I'm fucking so exhausted. I can barely keep my head up. I'm moving super slow, like at a snail's pace. And I'm like in the back, like sweeping the floors in the bathrooms. And to my fucking right, I see the shadow man. And I'm so done. I'm literally so done. Because the thing is, I have a delayed ass reaction because I'm like off the fucking antibiotic, and it's so scary. And I'm like, oh my God, I was like, what is going on? Why is this happening to me? And I'm like already scared of the dark to begin with. Whatever. No, I'm not. I mean, kind of, but, and it's horrifying. And I can't take it anymore. And it's so much work because usually I do it really fucking fast because I'm like trying to go home, but I'm like exhausted, so I can't do it really fast. And like whatever. So yeah, so it was just me and the fucking shadow man at the brewery, and it sucked because I had no help, and it was scary, and it was dark and cold, and I was moving really slow and whatever, and I was fucking hungry. And by the time I got out, it was like 10 or some shit. I usually get out by 9:30, and you're not supposed to get out past 10 because then you go over, whatever. And so, yeah, it was ass. And I think maybe I got myself a little cheeseburger at the end. Just for me. Not for the shadow man. But yeah, I don't know. My coworkers say that there's ghosts, but I'm like, no, the fuck there isn't. Like, this building doesn't seem fucking old enough to be having, like, who the fuck? I don't know. I feel like I was just seeing shit. But yeah, horrible. So I stopped taking the fucking meds because it was just like, oh, that sounds like I'm like taking the antibiotics. Let me put that because I don't want it to like turn into a fucking soundbite. The antibiotics that were prescribed, I stopped taking those because it was just like so not worth it. I was like, for like the glass skin or whatever, for the potential of a glass skin, maybe like in 3 months. Fuck no. Hell no. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, and they were fucking expensive too, but whatever. They make you super tired and groggy, and yeah, I'm not gonna do that again. So hopefully next time you see me, I'm on a different regimen. Right now they got me on whatever. Anyways, not important, not interesting enough for the pod. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. I think that wraps up. I'd like to say there's a guest on the way. I'd like to. There isn't. I'm trying to figure something out. And I'd like to say I've been trying to get a guest. Haven't been either. And I'd like to say I've been trying to schedule an interview. Haven't been either. I've just been, yeah. But I'm on the mic now, and this will be posted very soon. But yeah, wrapping it up. If you want to join the newsletter, look in the in the description. I'll put like a little like Google form where you can put your email, anonymous, or yeah, so you don't have to comment it or some shit. But yeah, that'll be fun. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you hopefully very soon. Bye.